Hi beautiful people, Kim Henderson here from Just for Fun Cookie Co. Hope you're going well today. Thanks for joining me on this channel where I share my passion for food and travel and a bit of inspo. Today is exciting. We have a visitor and she has come all the way from Israel, but she lives in Australia now, but she has this gorgeous recipe that she's going to share with us today. So let's go to it and I'll introduce you to it. Okay everybody, today I have Sivan with us and she's all the way from Israel, but she lives in Australia now. And yeah, where are you from?
So originally I'm from Israel. I was born in a town near Tel Aviv.
Yes.
We came to Australia 4 years ago.
Yeah.
And I own my own cooking workshop, Sivan's Cooking.
Awesome.
We're going to bake together a traditional Israeli bread that's called challah. So in Israel we pronounce it challah, but in English you spell it with the H, so hallah.
Hallah.
Hallah is a traditional bread that usually we eat on the weekend, on Shabbat dinner, the traditional Friday night dinner. We eat it with dips and with salads, and it's a very festive bread, and we're going to make some today. Putting my yeast.
Yep.
And I'm opening the yeast with some sugar. So what I will do, I will just put 1 tablespoon of sugar.
Okay.
Wait for the yeast to, I'm not sure how to say it in English.
Prove, is it?
Yeah.
Is that what they,
so.
Yeah.
So just a tiny bit.
So just a little bit?
Yeah. And I will just mix it that everything will be together. And I will add some more water.
So you're just adding a little bit at a time?
Yes.
And mixing it in.
And
so it activates?
Activate, yeah.
Is that the word?
Yeah. So I'm waiting for to see some bubbles.
Okay.
It will take a few minutes, like it can take even up to 10 minutes.
Okay.
I'm just taking 500 grams of flour. Oh,
yep, got to turn
we
on.
need to balance it again. Do we need to balance it again?
Yeah, just push that big button again.
Yeah?
Yep.
Okay. So
500 grams?
500 grams of flour. We will use the baking bread flour.
Okay.
It's better. Nice and thin. So we need a bit more. This amount of flour, 500 grams, will be enough for a big challah bread or 2 medium ones.
Okay.
So we have, we need some more. 500 grams of flour.
Yep.
The yeast are starting to work. I will add a tiny bit of warm water again.
That's interesting.
So the yeast are starting to open up. I will not serve it. I will just make sure that all the yeast are inside.
So why wouldn't you don't stir it?
Because then you break the yeast.
There you go. I've just
you can
learned
do
something.
it very gently like this, but.
Oh, that's cool.
And we're going to see some bubbles. You see, there's a few.
Yes.
So we're waiting to see the bubbles there, and we know that the yeast are working. So the yeast are just getting activated, and you see the little bubbles there?
Yes.
So we're waiting a few more minutes.
To see more.
Yeah, some more bubbles. It very depends of the temperature outside and everything.
Yeah, so that whether it's hot or not.
Yeah, when we used to live in Jervis Bay, it's a very dry area and
Yes.
cold area, so the yeast behave differently.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So if it's a warm day or winter day, it's affecting your dough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. We'll wait a few more minutes. So you see that, as you can see, the yeast are getting a bit puffy.
Yeah, it's growing.
So you see that it's nice and creamy.
That's awesome.
In a minute, we're going to add the flour too, and then all our other ingredients. So yeah, I think we can do it now. So we're adding 500 grams of flour.
Yes.
As I said, we're using the baking bread flour. So now I'm adding the flour. Then I will add my sugar. So a quarter cup of white sugar. I will add my oil. So it's 4 tablespoons of olive oil. I love this part, look like a volcano or something. And my yogurt, 4 tablespoons of Greek yogurt, just a plain yogurt. So there are a couple of different recipes that you can use. There's a challah bread recipe that you can add an egg. There's challah bread without yogurt, but I found that the yogurt will make it nice and soft and airy. Will bring a nice texture to the challah bread. If you're not adding any yogurt or anything else to get it a bit wet, the challah bread can be like a bit stiff, a bit too dry. Okay, so now we're going just to work with our
fun
dough. Fun for the kids too.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot to add the salt.
Want me to shake some in?
Yes, please, just a little bit. Yeah, that's
That was like, whoop, that didn't realize it was a big hole. We have a bit of salt.
So you can use a blender and just make your dough with the blender, but I like the old-fashioned way, just to do it with my hands. Then you're getting the right texture. So what I'm doing is mixing everything together and then adding a bit of water if I need to, but just a little bit. I'm using some warm water.
So just a little bit at a time?
Yes. So I'm looking that all my ingredients will just mix together and I'll have the right texture.
Yep, texture.
Yeah, you're looking that your dough will have a beautiful texture, not too sticky, not too dry. So we just need to make it one piece,
come together.
Come together.
Good workout.
Yeah. Yeah, you have to work on the dough at least for 10 minutes, so it's a really good workout. So you can skip the gym today. Yeah, we're trying to create one. It's a bit falling apart, I don't know why. So I will work on the dough and then I will fold it and then turn around the ball and then fold it again.
So it's quite stiff.
Yeah. Fold it. Some stick on my hand. So you can see that the dough is nice and sticky, but not too sticky. So you don't want it to be sticky to your hands, but you do want it nice and humid, nice and wet. So we need to work on the dough for 10 minutes, and then we're going to let it rest a little bit and work on it again for a few minutes. So I'm just using this method, folding the dough, working on it, folding it again. So as you can see, have this beautiful
Yeah, so it's a pretty big workout.
yeah.
You can smell the yeast.
Yeah. Yeah, the best thing about challah bread and any dough with yeast that you'll have a beautiful smell before dinner. Yeah, if you're selling a house, make sure you put challah bread inside the oven. You'll have a nice, beautiful
There we go. I'll buy this house.
Yeah. There's a way to do the challah bread colorful. That's a bit more fun for the kids too. So sometimes I will make a dough with beetroot, and I'll make some more dough with turmeric, and another dough with spinach. Then you can just do 3 different doughs, and you can make them together as a bread and just make
fun.
a colorful challah.
Even for Christmas, you could do your red and green,
Yeah.
beetroot and
Yeah.
spinach.
Spinach. Now what we're going to do, we're going to take some water with our fingers. We're going to cover up gently, just with a little bit of water. We're going to cover up our dough and to leave it to rest for a few minutes. Not too much, just a little bit with your finger. That's it. So you can put a 10-minute timer now, and we're just waiting for the dough to rest a bit, and then we're going to work on that for a few more minutes.
Awesome.
So now we gave our dough a few minutes to rest. We're going to work on our dough for a few more minutes.
Let it rest a bit more. So what's the tradition behind challah?
So usually you start with your Shabbat dinner, your special dinner on Friday night. With the challah bread. So you will serve the bread with some dips and salads, and only then you will have the main dish. And first, people like the Orthodox people usually will first start the dinner with blessing the bread and then eating a small slice of the bread. Usually we dip it in salads or something, and then and only then we can start the meal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's every Friday night?
Yeah.
Yeah. So family is a big thing then, getting together on a
Yeah,
Friday
getting
night?
together on a Friday night.
Yeah.
Usually, the big family will come together.
And it starts with the challah.
The challah bread.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Nice and festive.
Yeah.
Let the dough just rest. So we will cover the dough. The best thing will be to leave the dough to rise overnight. So we will just make sure we're covering the bowl properly, that no air will come in, and then we'll just leave it overnight.
Awesome.
So good night to our dough.
Good night, dough.
So I'm taking the dough out. Feel free to say it in English because I'm not sure how to say this word in English. Like we put the dough and the dough
Rise.
Yes. Right.
That's awesome.
So this is our dough. And then now we're going to split the dough for 3 slices.
3 pieces.
3 pieces. And we're going to work with each and just make 3 beautiful long snakes. Do you have like a roller?
Yes, a rolling pin.
Yeah.
So you're just going to roll it flat?
Yeah, I'm just trying to get the right
shape.
And give it some more flour.
Yeah, would you like some more?
And
put some more down?
Yeah. Yes, please, thank you. I had an accident on the way here.
Yeah.
My kid's lunchbox fell on the dough.
Oh!
And it was like, you know, like really.
So it was nice and high, but then it went.
I'm like, no! It's a bit stiff to work with, but we're going to, yeah. Oh, it all came out nice. So there are a few different ways to do the challah bread. You can make it in an English cake tray.
Okay.
And then it's like flat bottom,
Yes.
and
That
you see
risen.
the braid on the top.
Yes.
Or you can just make it like I'm making, like only
tray.
with no tray.
Okay.
And then it's all nice and round.
Yeah, cool. So it makes its own shape.
Yeah. I think what we do. You're not supposed to make it flat, but it will help to make the shape. It's a bit easier to work with the dough like that.
So making, a long rectangle.
Yes, a little bit. And then just making 3 snakes. Put a bit more flour. So they have to be kind of the same.
Yep. Same thickness.
Yeah, kind of. Usually I will make it with the kids and then they will make different funny shapes, like animals or a star.
So you can do whatever you like.
Yeah, it's a fun dough to work with. In Israel, usually at school, they will invite the parents to make some challah bread on Friday morning.
Yes.
And then they will bake it, and the kids will take the traditional challah bread that they made.
And eat that together.
Yeah.
That's nice. So how long have you been doing your cooking school?
So, yeah, I'm doing my mobile cooking workshop for 2 years now.
Yeah.
Used to do it in New South Wales.
Yes.
Mainly in community centers. And neighborhoods that need some support for the community, single mom and other parents that didn't have much cooking skills.
Yes.
So just inspiring them and giving them some basic skills how to create a healthier diet.
That's awesome.
And inspire them with my Middle Eastern recipes.
That's lovely.
So we just cooked together, and then we had a nice meal together, and I was sharing all about the culture and the meaning behind the food, the spices, the holidays.
That's awesome.
Okay, so now we're going to do the bread. So this is this part, the end of it. Now I'll move it around. I'll continue. And now I will do the ends like this. Close the ends a bit. Now we will move the challah on our tray. Oh no, I think it's going to.
I'll slide it under.
Yeah. Beautiful. And now we're going to wait for the dough for an hour to rise again.
Rise, yep. Okay. Awesome.
So we can just put it on the bench top.
That's good. Okay. We're mixing an egg.
Yep.
This is how it's risen.
So we will try to wait till the challah bread will just double her size. And so you can use this brush, or you can use a silicone brush, the one that you use for baking. So just brush your challah with the egg, and then we will stick on the egg our sesame seeds, but you can add any other seeds that you like. So you can add sunflower seed or other seeds that you like, and you can just play with that and do different pies with different seeds. Make sure you're covering all your challah bread, that your sesame seed will stick on it. And then also you'll have a nice crusty, beautiful color. Okay. Sesame. And that's it. She's going to the oven for about 20 to 30 minutes, depends of your oven. We're just waiting for her to be nice and goldish.
Okay, and that's on 180?
Yes.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah, sometimes your oven will not be balanced, like some of the areas will be a bit hotter than the other one, so we will make sure in about 10 minutes we will just turn it around.
Sure.
This part is getting nice and goldish, but all the attachment area are still very pale.
Okay.
So we will wait.
Wait till that's a bit darker.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Nice and goldish.
Ooh. Oh, that looks amazing. Yum.
We will let it cool down, and then we can serve it with some salads and dips and olives.
That's amazing.
Enjoy!
Thank you. Okay, so we just want to thank Sivan for helping us make this amazing bread. I'll just lift it up.
Yeah, there you go. The Hallah traditional bread.
Amazing. But yeah, explain a little bit about what you do with your workshops.
So Sivan's Cooking is a mobile cooking workshop. People will just go on my website and find on my catalog different workshops, and they will host me in their kitchen for a few hours. So I will bring all the ingredients and all the recipes, the recipe book with me, and we'll cook together a nice meal. Then we will have a nice dinner together, and I will share some stories about the background behind the food, the culture behind the food. So they can choose a cocktail workshop, a Middle Eastern workshop, cooking with kids, or just creating healthy lifestyle for their families.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, we'll put your link at the bottom of this so that
Yeah.
people can jump on there and have a look at your website. If you're on the Sunshine Coast, you can have these personal workshops. But check her out anyway because she has some great things and tips on her page. But thank you.
Thank you. It was a
so much.
pleasure. Thank you. If you don't want that the challah bread will dry, just make sure you're covering it till you're having it for dinner time. So you can cover it with a towel, you can cover it with anything you like, and you can just warm it up like a few minutes before dinner time.
Okay, that's awesome. Thank you.